What is going on, Sports Wars? We're here. We are live, and both of us, our voices are a little bit shot, not gonna lie, from last night. So if it seems like we're screaming or yelling, it's because we probably are just to get the words out today. We've had a crazy past few days here in Orlando, not because the Pro Bowl was here or anything, but because we had a big Geeks and Gamers meetup all around MegaCon, and we were at Universal City Walk last night. Crazy party, wild time. But today, it's the big game. The big game is finally here. Beardo, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Nothing much, man. Since Wednesday or Thursday, it's just been nonstop, just like Geeks and Gamers events and everything. So we're all a little bit exhausted. And last night, you know, we did a lot of screaming and talking and stuff with the live streams and meeting people and everything. These things always turn out super great. But this year was just like, man, it was just absolutely insane, jam-packed. And so many people, so many cool people came out from across the country, from different countries too, to come meet us. To come meet up with us. So it was a hell of a time, man. But yeah, Super Bowl today. I'm excited to talk about it. And we have a whole bunch of other NFL news too that's happened the past couple of days while we've been super busy. So let's get into it, man.
Yeah, obviously, like that is the one thing that kind of sucks about these. We're spending so much time doing other stuff. I got no time to make videos, no time to cover news. And there's always been so much going on in the NFL, from Josh Allen winning MVP, which was a surprise to some people. You know, after Lamar got named first team All-Pro, it seemed like a foregone conclusion that was what was going to happen for MVP. That did not happen. Josh Allen won, and you know, some black analysts were very mad that Josh Allen won MVP using the same factors that they used to give Lamar Jackson the MVP a couple times. Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame announced, and a notable person missing, and who we've talked about a lot over the past few weeks about this potential Hall of Fame induction. And that was your boy, Eli Manning. Yeah. I was shocked that Eli Manning was not on the list for Hall of Fame first ballot. Not because I don't think that Eli Manning will, not because I'm like, oh, Eli's just so good, he should have been in there, but just because I felt, with all the connections the NFL have to the Mannings right now, with everything we've seen, I just thought that was going to be the case. I really did think he was going to get in. He's won 2 Super Bowls, and eventually he will get in, but it was a pretty big statement by them not putting him first ballot.
Yeah, I was absolutely shocked. I think it's ridiculous that he didn't get in first ballot, considering some of the other, you know, NFL players that are in the Hall of Fame. That I think that Eli Manning is at the quarterback position, that I think that Eli Manning is better than. I think he absolutely deserved to be first ballot. It was unacceptable. Yep, Chris Coran agrees with me. It's absolutely unacceptable that Eli Manning wasn't first ballot. But here's the thing. Now the road to the Hall of Fame is going to be, because in my opinion, you're either a Hall of Famer or you're not. You're a Hall of Famer or you're not. So it's like, oh, well, he's not a first ballot Hall. It's like we're separating Hall of Famers by tiers now. It's like, oh, you're a first ballot Hall of Famer now. You're a second ballot. You're a third ballot. Oh, you got in on the Veterans Committee. It's like you're either Hall of Famer or you're not. But now the path for Eli Manning to get into the Hall of Fame is going to be a lot tougher, because next summer we have Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers, and I think arguably Drew Brees is probably a first ballot Hall of Famer. Phillip Rivers, in my opinion, is not a Hall of Famer, but I wouldn't be surprised if somehow he sneaks his way in later down the road. And then in 2 years, Ben Roethlisberger is eligible for the Hall of Fame. So Eli Manning's got some competition, and if he was going to get in, I think this was the year to do it, because there was no other quarterbacks on the ballot this year for the Hall of Fame class. So I thought, okay, Eli Manning, 2-time Super Bowl champion, top 10 all-time in passing touchdowns, top 10 all-time in passing yards, interceptions.
Yeah, probably is.
He's probably up there.
Eli's got to be in the top 10.
He's probably up there.
Let's look.
Brett Favre definitely is.
Oh, yeah. I think all-time leader, right?
He could be. But I think Eli Manning deserved to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think it's absolutely insane that he's not. But I think he will get in. It's just going to be a little tougher road going down the road.
Let's see. Oh, I don't want to care about fucking I don't care about people that got interceptions like Rod Woodson or whatever. I want to see quarterbacks. I want to see who's thrown interceptions.
Right. Yeah.
All right. List of NFL career interception leaders. Oh, man. Look at this. All right. Brett Favre is number 1. George Blanda is number 2. John Haddle. Vinny Testaverde's up there. Frank Tarkenton. Norm Snead. Not a lot of these guys are people that played a long time. Dan Marino, 252. Peyton Manning, 251. Eli Manning just outside the top 10 with 244 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, his interception rate is 4.5%, whereas Peyton Manning's is 2.7. Dan Marino's is 3. So a little bit of a difference there. But no, I thought Eli was top 10 in interceptions all time. He was 11. My bad.
There you go. You fucking idiot.
My bad. I can't believe I gave him a career accolade he didn't deserve. Eli will get in eventually. He has 2 Super Bowl rings, but I have no problem with them leaving him off because Eli had 2 fucking incredible runs. And other than that, when you look at his numbers, especially when you compare it to all the other quarterbacks, not only in his draft class, but in that era, they're not particularly, they're not mind blowing. He's got a 500 career record, but he does have those 2 Super Bowls. So he will get in eventually. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I think so too.
But before we get into some super chats, before we start talking about this, it is the big game. And guys, as a result, PrizePicks is back. PrizePicks is back here with Sports Wars, with Geeks and Gamers. We appreciate the hell out of those guys. And if you want to make the game a little more interesting, if you want to earn some actual money on this game, you can check out PrizePicks. You can go to their website. You can download their app. And you can even we'll show some of what we got going on. I haven't put anything down. I haven't picked any lineups for today for daily fantasy sports with PrizePicks, but I'm going to before the big game, especially with this offer that they have for Patrick Mahomes over 0.5 passing yards. I think somehow he'll manage that Beardo.
That's a gimme. That's just a freebie that PrizePicks gives you for their lineups that you can create.
100%.
Yep.
So if you guys aren't familiar with PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. And obviously, it is the big game. The big game is almost here, only hours away, so it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with PrizePicks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. PrizePicks is giving away a free pick for the game where Patrick Mahomes will only need to throw 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more stat projection, you can win real cash. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You can use that using code GG. You don't even need to win, right? You don't even need to win. Just sign up today and you get that free money. It's guaranteed. And it's the best way to win real money this football season. And obviously basketball, everything else that's coming. But this is the last one we have officially for football season. PrizePicks put their members first. So all withdrawals are safe, fast, and secure. When the picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. And absolutely download the app today. Use code GG to get that $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use code GG to get that $50. PrizePicks, run your game. So we really appreciate them being back. And, you can take a look at some of what we got going on here. You got Saquon Barkley props. You got Kareem Hunt props. Saquon, more or less than 112.5 rushing yards.
That's a lot of rushing yards. That's a lot of rushing yards.
That's a lot of rushing yards. But this is a man who 40 yards will break the all-time record, right? For most in a season.
Maybe... I know he's close to the postseason record for sure.
Like the in totality record that Terrell Davis set back in 98 or whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah, so the Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown there at the top, that's a gimme. If you don't bet that, then you're retarded. What's the Saquon one in the third row right there?
So this is Saquon rush yards in the first 5 attempts. Here's a Xavier Worthy prop, 6.5 rush yards, more or less than that. That can be one end around handoff for Xavier Worthy. I think that's got a lot of value right there. But you guys are free to do whatever you want. You can pick 2 of these. You can pick 6 of them. You can combine them. They've also got a big $1 million potential promo that they're in. Submit your lineups to these potential ones, and you can have a big time payday. But yeah, just check out PrizePicks if you're interested in making the Super Bowl a little more interesting. And that is the topic of discussion today. The Super Bowl is finally here. I know some of you guys are asking about John Matrix from Black and White Sports. He will be here eventually. He just running a little bit late today, probably because he got to get some food for the game, to be honest with you. But the game is here, Beardo. Kansas City right now favored by 1 point. So they think it's going to be a really, really close game, obviously.
It was 1.5 last week, right?
I do think it opened around 1, then moved a little. Yeah, there you go.
Open at 1.5.
Open at 1.5 has moved down just a touch.
Yeah.
And who knows what we'll see towards the end, when everybody starts coming in right at the end to bet on the game. But, I mean, look, I think I would have loved to see anyone else in the fucking Super Bowl.
Correct.
On both sides.
Yep.
This is what we get. Kansas City versus the Eagles once again. There's a lot to talk about with this game, from Donald Trump being there to them removing end racism, yet still singing the Black national anthem. A lot of that stuff. And there's some people, I'm not going to watch. I'm going to boycott. Okay, that's fine. If you say so, I'm going to boycott the Super Bowl because the Black national anthem while Donald Trump is going to fucking be there. Okay,
so
that's fine.
They can't help themselves. So they're removing end racism in the back of the end zone, but they're replacing it with something else. Like something with like give love, or it takes all of us. It's one of them. What's their catchphrase that they do with love?
It takes all of us is one that's been out there. Yeah, they're not ending a lot of this stuff, but end racism is
end racism will not be one of them. It'll be 2 other ones. It'll be like it takes all of us, and choose love. Choose love is the one that's going to be in the back of the end zone too.
Yeah. At least end racism won't be there because they've won. We've won. Racism is over, guys. The NFL did it.
Shout out to the
Rooney
NFL.
Rule ended racism. The Rooney Rule ended racism.
Yep.
But what do you think about the game? Who's your pick?
Oh man, I'm conflicted. My pick is the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think the odds are stacked against the Eagles. Unfortunately, I agree with Ryan. This is my least favorite Super Bowl option that could have potentially happened. We have an NFC East opponent and the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm rooting for the Eagles. Just because I think at this point in time, I hate the Chiefs more than I actually hate the Eagles. Now, if this were the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl, I'd be rooting for the Chiefs because fuck the Cowboys. But I'm going to pull for the Eagles, although I do think that the Chiefs are going to win.
I think the Eagles have a better roster. I think they have better players. I think the Chiefs are much more well coached on both sides of the football. And that's kind of what we've seen play out a lot. And obviously, Kansas City has a ton of experience in these games. Now, of course, we have to talk about the officiating, Beardo, because, one of these teams, they have received less penalty yards than their opponent in, I believe, 8 or 9 straight games, which is 1 game away from a fucking NFL record, which is obviously wild and showing that the refs are favorable, like showing favoritism to certain teams. That would be the Philadelphia Eagles, by the way. They're 1 game away from setting the NFL record for having fewer penalty yards than their opponents. I don't know. Yeah, obviously, that's been the talk of the town when it comes to officiating, right? All the beneficial calls the Eagles have been getting. I mean, with numbers like these, how can we not be talking about that? Ultimately, I am rooting for a meteor Trump to leave, right? And then a meteor to strike and both teams lose.
You're rooting for career-ending injuries in the Super Bowl.
I'm not, because then somebody's still got to win, right? Somebody's still going to win the game. I wish there could be no winner in this game. I hate Nick Sirianni so much. I don't like the Eagles. I think that Jalen Hurts, you could put some fucking homeless bum back there and he can hand the ball off to Saquon with that offensive line and get shoved into the end zone. Um, I don't like the Eagles. I don't hate the Chiefs nearly as much as some of these other people do. I'm not a fan. I almost hate more the people that are fucking so Chiefs deranged at this point because it's just shrieking nonsense sometimes. If I'm picking a team, I'm picking the Chiefs. I am probably not going to be rooting for either team. I want to see a good game, but I do think the Chiefs are going to win. America is rooting for the Eagles to win as a whole in general, unless you have some problem against the Eagles or unless you're an NFC East fan. America wants the fucking Eagles to win because they're sick and tired of the Chiefs winning. There's no doubt. But with everything we've seen, even with the early struggles, the close games, I can't pick against Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Spags defense. I can't pick against those guys who have been there, done that, and I am picking a Chiefs three-peat.
Yeah, I am too. I'm picking a Chiefs three-peat. I'll be rooting for the Eagles. And here's the thing. If I'm rooting for the Eagles, and if the Eagles do wind up winning, I'll happily be wrong, even though I was rooting for them. But at least, if I'm rooting for the Eagles, I hope that after the fact, a few Phillies fans blow their fingers off with fireworks. A few of them climb up light poles and fall off and put themselves in a coma. Maybe some brain damage. Somebody gets hit by a car doing donuts in the middle of the streets and they lose a leg or they break an arm or something like that. Like, I just want the city of Philadelphia to absolutely burn to the fucking ground tonight and have several people make horrible decisions that's going to alter their life for forever if the Eagles win.
They did grease all the poles already in at least in New Orleans.
That's not going to stop those fucking retards.
No, it's also not going to stop it in Philly if they don't grease those ones.
Yeah.
But John Matrix from Black and White Sports, you're here. It's the big game. It's the Super Bowl, John. How's it going, man?
Going good, man. Going good. Looking forward to the game. What is it? 6:30 Eastern kickoff?
Supposedly, and who knows if that'll be exactly at 6:30 or whether they
got to have time for the Black National Anthem. You know, that's the starter show.
I know that's your favorite right there.
So. They usually do that like way before now. I know last year's Super Bowl, they did it way before, and they still went to the guys at the studio after they did it. They do it, but they try to subtly just hide it before like people actually start watching it and flip it on and turn it on. Like, so. But they still do it just to check that box.
Yeah, they do try to remember for a while they're doing it right before the national anthem, and then they're like, well, let's do 30 minutes of separation between the Black national anthem and the real national anthem. And then obviously has been a big talk of, I guess people just realized that they're singing that again, even though it's been, I feel like it happens every 5 years. The story pops up. There's been people that say they're going to boycott the Super Bowl because of it, while Donald Trump is literally going to be there. I don't know. I don't think we're going to see too many people boycotting. I don't know if we're going to see the numbers we saw from last year. You know, San Francisco being back in the game against the Kansas City Chiefs, who's going for a second one in a row before so many people hated the Chiefs as much as they do now. I don't think we're going to see 124 million average necessarily. It's still going to be massive. It could.
I think there's going to be a lot of people. There's so many factors here. There's so many factors here.
The Chiefs can make history.
Yeah, it's history with the three-peat. You got the Swifties who are going to be watching. President Trump's going to be there. People want to see Saquon absolutely pop the fuck off, and people also want to see the Chiefs lose. So I think that this Super Bowl is going to have a lot of people watching it.
Yeah, and ultimately it depends if it's a close game or not as well. You know, obviously Tampa Bay, Kansas City was one of the lower rated Super Bowls we'd seen in recent history because it was a fucking blowout. Partial because it was kind of a blowout.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that even some people in this chat who say they're not watching, they're boycotting. I don't think it's going to have too much of an effect, really. I think most people are still going to watch the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be huge. But we'll see. John, who you picking? Who you picking in the game?
Oh, man. I was struggling with this all week. I think the Eagles roster is better top down. And I said last week, man, if Saquon goes off, I'm not talking about one bit play, 130 plus of consistent running, the Eagles are going to win. Man, still tough. This is going to be a close game. I believe this game is going to be. Did you just say
you think Saquon's going to run for 130 yards, or?
I said if he does, then the Eagles win.
Well, his line is set at what, 112? Ryan, is that what we saw?
For the PrizePicks props, yeah, it's 112.
Okay.
112 and a half, so we'll see.
That's a lot of fucking yards, man.
That is a lot of yards.
That's a lot of fucking yards.
That's
I remember
a lot of yards.
A few weeks ago against
but that's the way to tire down their Chiefs defense too.
Against Washington, I think that was his highest line all year was 90 yards, and that was the highest all year. Now for the Super Bowl, it's set at 112. It's a lot of fucking yards, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Saquon always fucking goes over. He always goes over, dude.
Yeah.
He's always due for a 60-yard rush or 2 or 3. Behind that offensive line.
I don't truly trust Jalen Hurts.
He played well.
He's played well.
He played well in the NFC Championship. I even heard Ryan admit that he played surprisingly well in the NFC Championship.
You know what?
I've made no secret. Like the past several years, it doesn't matter how many Super Bowls the Eagles appear in with Jalen Hurts. It doesn't matter their record. I've been very consistent that I think Jalen Hurts is a piece of shit. And like, great dude, but in terms of fucking dog shit quarterback that doesn't deserve the money he's getting. However, I've sat here on Sunday before the NFC Championship game and said, if they have to throw the ball 25 times, I think they're going to lose. Well, he threw the ball well. They stacked the box. They were loaded against Saquon, and they threw the ball. And Jalen Hurts played very well, to his credit, as much as I hate him. But I do think that obviously Saquon goes off. It's going to be huge for Philly.
Yeah.
But
Philly wins.
If they need to rely on, if in this game against this Chiefs defense, Spagnuolo, all this stuff, if they get into a point where it's known passing situations and the Eagles have to throw the ball, no RPO, none of this fucking gay ass shit, they're fucked. Because that Jalen Hurts cannot do that. That's not the way this team is built, and I think they're fucked if they get in that position.
I'm going to go Eagles by a field goal. This is going to be probably a field goal game either way.
So real quick, I stand corrected. Will said against Washington, it was 127.5 for Barkley. So I guess that was his highest of the year. So I thought it was set at 90. So I stand corrected. Thank you, Will, for the $10.
And he went under because, he didn't really. He had the one big run, but he didn't rush a whole lot in the game after that, did he?
No, he had. I don't know if I don't, but he had like 2 big rushes for touchdowns against, against Washington.
He had the one long one. He had that one like 60-yard one to pop off the first one, right? Let's see. He had 118 yards.
Right.
118 yards. So he went
under. Which is still fucking insane, though.
He only rushed the ball 15 times because they were blown away.
Right.
So.
Right.
And it did seem like he was like having an issue with calf tightness and things like that. And there was really no reason to, to pound him into the ground. But yeah.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, Philly doesn't commit a whole bunch of penalties either.
No, shockingly, I talked about this right before you got here, John. We have to talk about the officiating. We have to talk about the officials because the Philadelphia Eagles, it's been plastered everywhere, but the Philadelphia Eagles clearly are benefiting from the officials because they are about to set the record. If they have fewer penalty yards than the Chiefs in this game, they will set an NFL record for consecutive games with fewer penalty yards than their opponents. I can't believe we haven't talked about this more. It's clearly showing that the referees have a massive bias towards the Philadelphia Eagles. Clearly, they always wanted them in here. That's what they wanted to happen. Right? That's all I've heard about. Every fucking week, all I hear is about the Eagles. The Eagles. The refs are fucking benefiting the Eagles. Oh, weird that hasn't got the play that some of these other ones have got about the fucking Chiefs. My God. So sick of this bullshit. I know it's shocking. Good teams typically don't commit as many penalties as bad. But it is what it is. Let's get to some of these super chats. Thank you guys for being here. Uncle Joe Bob, are you retarded?
Are you retarded?
Thank you, Uncle Joe Bob. Zenny Biscuit for 10. John Hancock, horse, not the signer of the Declaration, wins the Sam F. Davis, and the last sitting president to attend the Kentucky Derby was Nixon. Might be time for another sitting president to attend. Well, look, we're having that first time in a long time, maybe ever, for a sitting president to go to the Super Bowl with Donald Trump in New Orleans, getting ready to go down there. Yeah. And that has obviously been, there's been a lot of discussion surrounding that, including from the players themselves. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, DeAndre Hopkins, all these guys at Super Bowl Media Day, they get asked about Trump. And I think, despite the fact that obviously everything's become so highly politicized, including sports, I think all of them had exactly the right answers for this. Be like, it's exciting as hell to play in front of the president of the United States. You know, that's who the country voted for. It's awesome. It's going to be an honor, a great honor to play in front of President Trump. And I think it makes sense for us. Like, obviously, that's what you should say. But so many times over the past several years, we haven't seen athletes saying that. We've seen athletes taking huge political stances, specifically surrounding Trump. Wasn't the case, probably because they knew they get fucking blasted if they said anything other than this, regardless of what they actually think or not. I don't know if you saw any of this, John, in terms of Travis Kelce's answer and Patrick Mahomes and DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I heard about Travis Kelce's answer. I don't know what Mahomes said.
I didn't hear really any of them. I saw or read what DeAndre Hopkins said, but I didn't see anything about Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce.
Yeah, here we go. This was Travis Kelce right here.
That's awesome. It's a great honor. I think, you know, no matter who the president is, I know I'm excited because it's the biggest game of my life, you know, and having the president there, you know, it's the best country in the world. So it'd be very cool. That's awesome.
It's a good answer.
Yep. Simple, easy. Obviously, kind of funny because the president of the United States has tweeted out, "I hate Taylor Swift" in all caps, like fairly recently. And then Travis Kelce gets asked this question. Could have been massive headlines, obviously, if he had said, fuck that guy or whatever. But I think all of them, and I do think that this should be the way we get back to when it comes to presidents attending these things. It should be an honor. It shouldn't fucking matter. The country voted for this person. This person's there. This should be the answer you give all the fucking time. DeAndre Hopkins, even though a headline on Twitter was like, DeAndre Hopkins says that's who he voted for. DeAndre Hopkins actually said, hey, it's who the country voted for, and it's going to be awesome to see the president there at the game. But yeah, Trump being there is going to turn everything up to the next level, obviously. You have to wonder if this is one of the reasons they decided to take end racism out. You have to wonder how much it's going to exacerbate the Black national anthem conversation and controversy.
Honestly, I don't think the end racism thing had anything to do with Trump.
I
think they decided that before he even said he was going.
It was the same day. It was like bang bang. It was they were very close to each other. Trump announced that he was going to the Super Bowl, and then a few hours later, I seen the NFL say that they're not putting end racism. I think you're right. I don't think they had anything to do with each other, but it was the timing made it look really weird.
Yeah, I really wish the NFL, and hopefully going forward, they take that off. We don't need choose love in the end zone. None of this stuff means anything.
Yep.
If Ryan wants to be, John, if Ryan wants to be a racist, the NFL is not going to stop Ryan from being a racist. Just that simple.
That's like a favorite. Every time I see that graphic from PFT, it's like, I used to be racist as fuck until the NFL put end racism in the back of the end zone.
Oh man, I mean, it's kind of like you know, when the NFL had all the players putting criminals on the back of their helmet.
So the NFL, Fox has the Super Bowl this year,
right?
I wonder if during the national anthem, if they will show Trump.
I'm willing to bet they probably will.
If he's there, like, well, look, they're not going to ignore him, right? I'm sure if Jeremy was on here, they'd scream that he'd ignore him or something. He literally is going to have an interview that's going to air right before the fucking game.
Awesome.
Right. Yeah. So like they're going to have a Trump thing on there. They're going to speak to him. He's going to give I think he's doing a sit down pre-recorded interview with Brett Baer that they're going to air right before the game goes live on Fox. I would imagine they're probably going to show him at some point. I saw somebody asked in the chat, they're like, what's the PrizePicks odds for who gets shown more, Taylor Swift or Donald Trump?
That won't be on PrizePicks.
But that won't be on PrizePicks because PrizePicks are all about it's daily fantasy sports.
It's player props.
About player props, player lines, things like that. So none of the, hey, what color will the Gatorade be over on PrizePicks? But still definitely head over there, guys.
The coin flip, heads or tails. That won't be on PrizePicks. But I'm curious. I know they'll show Trump, but I'm wondering if they'll show Trump during the national anthem because that'd be so fucking cool if they did that.
That would be awesome.
I wouldn't be surprised they did. Trump usually puts his hand over his heart. We've seen him where he's actually saluted.
A lot of times he salutes.
Salutes during the national anthem. I believe last season, didn't Biden have a pre-recorded message before the Super Bowl? I thought he did. Not it's Biden, so nobody really cares. But I think he did.
Biden's clone, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I don't really remember, but Trump had a pre-recorded message in the hours after he was inaugurated
for the national championship.
Before the national championship game.
Yeah.
So, I certainly wouldn't be surprised.
Will they show Trump more than Taylor Swift? No.
Probably not. Now, I will say if the Chiefs fucking don't do anything in the game, then maybe that's the case. Right? If the Chiefs get shut out and Travis Kelce doesn't have any fucking catches.
I think it's going to depend on how many good plays the Chiefs actually make. How many touchdowns? If they score 10 points, then you're not going to get much Taylor Swift.
Usually it's like a Travis Kelce big play where they'll go up and show Taylor Swift. But if Travis Kelce's having a slow game, I think they'll find ways, if the Chiefs are having big plays, they'll show Taylor Swift anyway.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think the Eagles are dumb enough to leave Travis Kelce wide open like the Texans did, and he just turns into 10 years younger.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the super chats here. Says, who you guys taking, Brady and Gronk or Mahomes and Kelce?
Brady, Gronk, and it's not even close.
Yeah, Brady and Gronk.
Brady, Gronk as well. And look, Travis Kelce has had much better longevity and reliability than Gronk, right? But when Gronk was healthy and when Gronk was out there, there's no
insane.
It's not even fucking close. Brady and Gronk all day. But the run that Kelsey's had is impressive. These deep playoff runs and the fact that he's always available, he's never injured. He's looked significantly slower this year, than in other years, but he's still out there.
Yeah. Another difference is Kelsey's way older than Mahomes and Brady was way older than Gronk. So that's a bit of a difference.
That's true. Chris Curran for 2. Let's go fucking birds. Fuck the Chiefs.
Hail,
Chris Curran, who we saw last night.
Yep,
Spider Unlimited for 5. My goodness, Ryan made it. Must have been the extra Stanima. Pleasure seeing you both and hanging out. Thank you again. Yes, what's up, Spider Unlimited? I'm fucking tired after this week. I'm not gonna lie. I did drink a decent amount last night, but I'm not hungover or anything like that. But just all of the standing and walking the past couple days, honestly, I'm fucking tired, man.
Oh yeah, me too, dude. I'm beat.
Yeah. Burn for $2. Every 3-time NFL MVP has a ring. Well, you know who's not a 3-time? Say that again.
But there's only been 3? No,
Favre,
4. Favre, Brady,
Manning,
Rodgers,
Manning, and Rodgers. They're the only ones. Brett Favre. Yeah, we said Brett Favre. So
yeah. Well, you know who's not a 3-time NFL MVP? Lamar Jackson.
Eli Manning.
No, we already. You're late. You're late, John. We already talked about that.
Oh, we can still talk about it now that John's here, but we do have to talk about this. We have to talk about Josh Allen, because Josh Allen won the MVP with his fiance Haley Steinfeld right there. There were some great shots of Josh Allen just looking straight at her tits on the red carpet, which is fantastic. But honestly, after the way the season ended, with so much of the controversy and conversation, the way the sports media was pushing things, the AP vote in terms of the All-Pro vote for Lamar Jackson. I thought it was a done deal that Lamar Jackson was going to have another MVP. Not the case. Josh Allen wins. And I think it's the right decision. I think that what we have seen established is that most valuable player, it's not who's the best fucking player in the league. It is the person on a specific team that has felt like they've done more for their team, right, in whatever position, right? Joe, guess what? Joe Burrow was probably better than Lamar Jackson this year, but they didn't fucking make the playoffs.
Joe Burrow played the best QB all season, but he wasn't the MVP.
Right. So, but when you look at Josh Allen, when you look at the team and the pieces surrounding him and the expectations for this season, when you look at how he played, how he took care of the ball, how few sacks he took, like to me, it was Josh Allen. I think he was the right pick. I just didn't think that the MVP voters were going to do that. I thought they were going to give it to Lamar. But let's be real. Lamar Jackson, the last MVP he won, was for exactly the reason that Josh Allen's winning it this year.
Right.
Yep.
Even though the numbers didn't necessarily stack up here or there, it was about what they felt about the team, the expectations for that team, and how important that singular person was to that team. And when you have Lamar have a great fucking season, best season of his career, after you add Derrick Henry and all these other things that they're taking in consideration, I think they got the right guy with Josh Allen. And not surprising that people that voted for Josh Allen were under attack. Emmanuel Acho showed some DMs, not between him and Joy Taylor, but showed some DMs from some very angry people that he voted for Josh Allen for MVP. But
yeah, I mean, to me, Joe Burrow, if the Bengals had a little bit of defense and won 11 games, I believe he would have ran away with the MVP.
If the Bengals had a winning record and made the playoffs, Joe Burrow is MVP for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
yeah,
And we were actually talking about this on our member stream too. There was some people put Mahomes in there like at 3. I was like, Patrick Mahomes is a great player, but did you actually watch him this season? He wasn't even close to being the MVP.
Yeah, look, we fucking paid attention to every little fucking problem Kansas City had all fucking year long, and we thought, oh, it's only a matter of time. It's going to catch up with them, and it never did. Ultimately, they did only lose one game this year, other than the one that they sat out, number one seed, stuff like that. It's not surprising to me that Patrick Mahomes was right there in consideration, but no, I agree with you. He didn't have
almost halfway through the season, he had more interceptions than touchdowns.
Yeah, and
now
he did not have a good enough statistical year to be truly in consideration for MVP.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
But he got like 8 MVP votes. I was surprised.
WG just dropped $50.
Let's go.
Betting on Sports Wars instead of the big game because the refs obviously hated my Broncos this year. Obviously. Thank you, WG.
Shout out
I don't know
WG.
if that's going to pay out, but we appreciate the support, buddy. Thank you very much, WG, for the $50 super chat. Me and Beardo are struggling with our voices today, man.
I know it's rough right now. We do have some news for the Eagles today. Yesterday, Brandon Graham is available. The Eagles upgraded him from IR, and he will play today. He was suffering with a torn tricep.
I don't remember if it was a torn tricep or pec or something, but yeah, Brandon Graham went down earlier this season, and they were going to see if he could do it, and it looks like they're going to give it a shot.
He's active. He is active for
How old is
for the game
Brandon
today.
Graham, like 38 or something?
Couldn't tell you.
Seems like he's been there forever. It seems like he's been there absolutely forever. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. The Eagles obviously been playing very good, even.
And I think this will be his last game. This will be his last game, no matter what. Win or lose, this will be his last game.
Probably. Cam Man says he's 36. So yeah, 36 years old. Yeah, we shall see. Over on the Rumble side, shout out to our Rumble audience. Wesley for 5. Should be a fair game today now that Elon cut the flow of U.S. aid money to the Kansas City referees. We'll see. Eric John Pizza Artist, I predict PrizePicks will be the winner of the Super Bowl. Hey, they certainly could be. And you can too. You can too. Let's see. We got somebody coming in trying to do some advertising for the Super Bowl live stream. Ban their ass right here. No spamming in the chat.
There you go.
Fucking live stream bots. Where was I? Let's get back to some of these. John Getz. Feel like the Eagles will smash, but rooting for a three-peat.
Whoa.
John, rooting for the Chiefs. Garth Knight, fellas. I know they're terrible films, but what's your favorite Fast and Furious film?
I never really got into them. I never watched them. It's just strange. I just never felt like I wanted to watch them.
Probably the first one, to be honest.
The first one's great. The second one's also great. I don't know, man. I like Fast 5.
Fast 4, Fast 5. There was some interesting shit they did, and then they went really off the fucking rails.
Yeah. Got a little too crazy.
Mick Walsh for 5. What are the odds on Tay-Tay dumping Mr. Pfizer after the game after she found out he voted for the great Donald Trump?
It's not going to happen.
Nah.
No. I think the odds of them getting engaged after the game is closer to the odds of...
Right.
And I'm only going to give that a 5% chance.
There's a prop bet. There's a prop bet for him to propose
5%
on the
chance.
field.
They would have to win, right? So that's part of it too. You ain't gonna happen when they lose, but
no,
I don't think this is gonna be a Travis Kelce fucking wins and goes into the sunset. I think Travis Kelce wants to continue to play.
Yeah, he said that. He says that he thinks he's got at least like 3 more good years left.
Ooh, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he made the Pro Bowl this season.
Pro Bowl is not
the Pro Bowl's fucking garbage.
Well, what I mean, he was
Drake
actually
May
selected.
and Russell Wilson were in the fucking Pro Bowl.
Well, he was actually selected on the initial thing.
Yeah. We need the Pro Bowl should never matter for anything in the history of all time anymore. Like, 7-time Pro Bowler. No, fuck you.
It used to mean something. It doesn't really mean anything now.
It doesn't mean anything anymore. Stephen De Leon for 5. Why is Kendrick Lamar always performing at the Super Bowl? Isn't this the first time he's ever performed at the Super Bowl?
He's might have been a guest. Like somebody might have like brought him out to like, because a lot of these artists, they'll bring like a special appearance to do something. I think he has been there before, but he's never headlined the Super Bowl.
Like who was it? 50 Cent was in the Super Bowl a few years ago, but it was really, Dr. Dre and Snoop.
It was Snoop Dogg, the 50 Cent came out.
He came out.
He was hanging upside down.
Looking a bit hefty at that.
Yeah, that was so. Super Bowl 56 was when Dr. Dre did it, and he brought out Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Snoop, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, all those guys randomly. So yeah, I guess he has made an appearance, but that's the first time he's headlining, as far as I know. Fuck that guy, and fuck this game, and fuck the Black National Anthem. Stephen De Leon, hashtag Mafia. Thank you, Stephen De Leon. Chris Pruitt for 5. I'm not too familiar with Kendrick Lamar. Do you think this will be a preachy halftime performance?
No.
I think he's just gonna fucking rap, sing, and whatever.
I don't think anybody's really gotten political on the Super Bowl halftime shows. As far as
Beyonce a couple years ago did like the Kiss the Air thing.
Yeah.
But like other than that, not that I really remember. Rihanna was fucking pregnant, remember?
And nobody knew she was pregnant, and then she came out. It's like, holy fuck, Rihanna's pregnant.
That halftime show was not good with Rihanna.
It was not great. Obviously, you're pretty limited.
Yeah,
like that. You remember when Madonna came out at like 56 years old? She was walking. She was probably walking worse than Rihanna was while pregnant.
Nobody is topping Prince and Michael Jackson at the Super Bowl. That was amazing.
Burn for 5. Hey, my Lions are getting a 3rd round compensatory pick because Aaron Glenn is black. Now, only if we got one for Ben Johnson having autism. Yeah, no compensatory picks for disabilities, only being black. Ryan, could you say, though, that the Chiefs have been the beneficiaries of iffy calls at the end of close games? At the least, I think it's fair to say. I think that there are obviously the plays that the Chiefs are involved in are going to be heightened to the fucking next level for a bunch of shit. Have calls gone their way? Yes. Or are they plays that if it was somebody else wouldn't have been called? I don't think so. I just don't think that that's the case. Like, What do you mean when you say that? Do you mean when fucking Isaiah Likely puts a toe out of bounds? Or is that an iffy call that they got it? Yeah, but his toe was out of bounds. Was there a pass interference call in Cincinnati that was kind of a bang bang play? Yes, but was it a pass interference? Yes.
You talking about the regular season? That regular season game?
All
At
whatever.
the end, that was pass interference, man. I gotta admit that was pass interference.
Of course it was, but because the Chiefs were involved, a lot of people are retarded about it.
I've been pretty clear that was definitely pass interference.
And it's like the Bills game, the fourth down play, the fourth down stop. Do I personally think that if we had the accurate technology to do all the computer chip stuff and all that, that we would have seen that the ball broke barely that first down line and they got the first down on that play? I do think that's the case. However, it didn't really look like that live. It looked right on the line. And in none of the replays can you prove at all that that ball got there. You just can't. And, you know, earlier this season, before the season started, they were looking at doing the chip technology in the balls, but it's just not there yet. They can do it.
They do it in tennis.
Well, that's different. That's based off cameras, not chips in the ball.
But they can do it though. I mean, it's right on the money too.
For sure. What we can also see when
that ball is going way
have
faster.
A good view. We can actually see too when we have a good view. But I think the technology will get there eventually. The problem is they can do it now. It just takes like 20 fucking minutes. And if it's snowy or rainy, the technology doesn't work at all. So until they can get it to work, you're not going to see those chip things. But I don't know. The much bigger deal in the Chiefs beating the Bills was they were outcoached. The Bills were outcoached every step of the way. The fact that you kept running that stupid Josh Allen quarterback sneak when it was getting stuffed over and over and over again, and the Chiefs admitted, yeah, we realized that every time they fucking call this play, they go do the same exact fucking thing, and we sold out to stop that. And they never adjusted.
Yep.
It was mind-boggling for the Bills to not adjust on that. That's why they lost that game. Not because of this call or that call. Garth Knight for 199. Honestly, fuck the Eagles. Go Chiefs. Rabid 1 for 5. Fuck today's game. I'm going to watch the 85 Bears today. Super Bowl shuffle, motherfuckers. Hey, New Orleans game a long time ago. That was Chicago Bears beating the fuck out of the Patriots. I was not alive then, last time the Bears won a Super Bowl. Game on. There's Will again. Harrison Butker MVP, 100-1 odds. What a story that'd be after last offseason. Somehow I don't think there's really any possibility of that happening. But
the only way he wins MVP is if the Chiefs win 12-9 and he hits all 4 field goals. That's the only way.
And they're like all long field goals or something.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
You know?
And they'll still give it to Patrick Mahomes.
It would be, I don't know. Garth Knight for 5 Matrix. You don't need to trust Jalen Hurts because the other Jalen is a game wrecker. Jalen Carter. He's also a car wrecker. But I actually met Jalen Carter when he was going to the NFL draft. You guys remember that? You remember that, Beardo? I think I told you about that.
Yeah. You were at the airport and you saw him at the airport, right?
I was at the Orlando airport and Jalen Carter was there.
I remember that.
And I shook hands, told him, hey, good luck. I didn't know if the Bears were going to pick him or not at that point either.
And was this not shortly after he got into his wreck?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely was. Very shortly after that. Game on, sports news and picks again for $20. First quarter exact score. Kansas City 3, Philly 0, 18-1 odds. Thank me later. That does seem like honestly, there's good value there. A lot of times in Super Bowls, it's a slow start.
Usually though, the Chiefs in their Super Bowls have not been impressive in like any first half. So I wouldn't be surprised the Eagles were actually up.
That just in general, slow starts are fairly common for both teams in Super Bowl. Everybody's fucking amped up. Everybody's got jitters, overthrows, stuff like that.
Remember the Patriots never scored a touchdown in like any of these 6 Super Bowls they won. Actually, the 9 Super Bowls they were actually in with Brady.
They never did?
Yeah. Tom Brady didn't score a touchdown until he got to Tampa Bay when they blew out the Chiefs. That's kind of weird.
It is a little weird, but like I said, it's pretty common for these slow starts. John Getz for 5 Trump. I walked into the stadium and said, wow, what a crowd. We got a great crowd here. Taylor Swift is here and her boyfriend likes me. Her, not so much. He did say something about like Brittany Mahomes and Taylor Swift. He's like, Taylor Swift, she endorsed Biden. You know, she's a big lefty and like shit like that. But yeah, he's like, I like Brittany Mahomes, though. I like Brittany Mahomes. KK took my Star Wars away for 2. Favorite Super Bowl moment, Harrison's pick 6 versus the Cardinals. That was pretty iconic. For me, like, there's no doubt for me, Devin Hester returning the opening kickoff in the Super Bowl against the Bears and the Colts. With everything, with all the talk about Devin Hester and what a sensation he was, the fact that he got it and that he fucking took it home was nuts.
You know what, for me was a touchdown that wasn't a touchdown. Leon Lett, when they were blowing out the Bills, it was going to be a Super Bowl record of like 59 points or something because the Cowboys won 52-17. He runs the ball in, drops it like 3 yards. He had his arms out and everything. He drops it like 3 yards before he actually gets to the end zone. No touchdown. I still remember that.
Mine's probably either the Tyree catch in Super Bowl 42 or the Manningham catch on the sideline in Super Bowl 46.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours are like very easy. Those are very easy ones.
Hey,
that
Julio Jones catch against the Patriots was amazing. Even though they didn't win.
Bro, Julio Jones, if Julio Jones fucking hamstrings weren't made of fucking rubber bands and jello or whatever the fuck they're held together by, Julio could have gone down as like the best to ever fucking do it, man. Julio Jones was so goddamn good when he was on.
Yeah.
But didn't really matter who's throwing him the ball. Gabriel Knight, Ryan, how you feeling about Purdue's chances in March? Look, this is a typical Purdue team. They are not as talented as anyone else in their realm of rankings. Matt Painter is one of the best coaches in the country. Year in, year out, consistently does more with less. None of these guys are probably going to be NBA prospects. Braden Smith is probably the best point guard in the country, and he's never going to get a second look. Maybe somebody will take a second-round flyer on him, maybe in the NBA. But I don't know if the team is currently constructed. I'm not expecting anything more than a Sweet 16, maybe Elite 8 run out of Purdue. But you never know, man, especially with the way that Braden Smith is playing. What's more exciting is that next year, I think they're bringing back almost everybody. I think First might be the only guy who's not coming back. But all those other guys are still, juniors and sophomores and stuff. So next year's Purdue team could be legit. Obviously, coming off Zach Edey going to the NBA, I think a lot of people didn't expect Purdue to be as good as they are, but Matt Painter continues to play to his strengths and continues to have his guys ready to go and play hard and play smart every single fucking game, and I respect the hell out of him. Yeah, I'd love to see him go on a long run, though. How you feeling, Ryan? You seem like you were feeling pretty good by the time I said hello last night. Haha, super chill group at the meetup. Fun time. It was crazy, filthy casual. It was crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Where should the Bills go after for defense? Or who should the Bills go after for defense? I don't fucking know, man. I haven't even really been paying attention to that stuff and who the Bills could be looking to pick up. But I don't know. I can't tell you, Steven. I know that if DeMar Hamlin continues to play every fucking snap at safety, it's not a good thing. DeMar Hamlin's like the slowest motherfucker on the field. I swear to God. I don't know how he ended up with like 4 picks this year. They just all like floated into his fucking hands for some reason. But DeMar Hamlin has to be one of the slowest safeties in the NFL. It seems like it, at least. Maybe it's because he died. Connor Akers. People forget that Diddy was also in the Janet Jackson Super Bowl halftime show. Also, Hubie Brown is calling his final NBA game today. Is that so for Hubie Brown?
He's 91 years old, man.
Hubie is like, he's been going too long. Like, he probably should have hung it up a little bit ago. But I always appreciate hearing Hubie Brown call a game. But yeah, he's been going a long, long time. So that's good for him, though. That's good for old Hubie Brown. McCock. Shout out to my cousin. Big balls. Thank you, McCock.
Hey, shout out.
Connor Akers for 2. You remember Maroon 5's Bad Super Bowl halftime show? I don't remember Maroon 5's.
I don't
remember that. M. Spencer for 2. I boycott halftime shows watching the Lingerie Bowl. Hey, not bad.
Okay. All
Some
right.
of the women out there like the Puppy Bowl, But yeah, I just eat. Couch Dater for 20. PrizePicks won't take my money, so you get it instead. Yeah, there are some states where PrizePicks is not allowed, but I think in over 30 states here in the United States, you can use PrizePicks. Again, go to PrizePicks, guys. Use the link that's in the description or download the app. Use code GG. Get a free $50. Even if I'm only the kind of fan you might have hated, Ryan, Peyton Manning fan only, hated the Pats. Super Bowl 42 is the best. Now I root for the NFL's lovable retards, the Bears.
You're all over the place, man.
Thank you.
The Super Bowl 42 was one of the best Super Bowls in my lifetime.
Yeah. But thank you, Couch Tater. I fucking hate Peyton Manning. Gabriel Knight for 2. Who should Indiana hire to replace Woodson? Listen, all the rumors, I don't know if Woodson's officially stepped down. That story came out a while ago. I don't know if it's officially happened yet, but I hope Mike Woodson stays there. I hope Mike Woodson stays at Indiana for forever because he's a piece of shit. So I like it when IU sucks, Gabriel. I like it when IU sucks. Make sure we're all caught up over on the Rumble side. We are caught up over there. Thank you guys for watching. Big game is today. There was a couple other random things. You talked about it, Beardo. The Steelers, Russell Wilson, not coming back to the Steelers after this season. So
really
makes you wonder, is it Justin Fields time or is it trade for an actual quarterback time for them?
Yep, they mutually agreed Russell Wilson is not going to come back. So we'll see if he's going to be reunited with Pete Carroll. As soon as Pete Carroll was hired as the Raiders head coach a few weeks ago, there was a lot of rumors that, Russell Wilson could go down to Las Vegas. Myles Garrett requested a trade to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. And there's a few other,
and then the Rams
stories.
That Cooper Kupp be traded.
Yes. The Rams told Cooper Kupp, hey, buddy, we're going to trade you. And the Rams also might be looking at trading Matt Stafford, too. So it looks like, down there in L.A., a complete rebuild for the Rams.
Yeah, and it's funny because it felt like, remember a couple weeks into the season with all the injuries and everything, we felt like that might be the route the Rams took and just unloaded things in the middle of the season last year. That actually didn't happen. They went on a really good run.
They started winning.
They went on a really good run, and as I predicted, I know we've got our friend in chat probably, as I predicted, the Rams beat the Vikings in the playoffs, like I said they would. And they went on a good run, and yeah, it looks like that might be over. Matthew Stafford, probably not happy they're getting rid of Cooper Kupp. They're willing to eat a chunk of that to go somewhere. Cooper Kupp, when he's fucking healthy, still, I would love to have on my team. No doubt about that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I have to wonder, if Matthew Stafford ends up somewhere else, a quarterback needy team like the Pittsburgh Steelers or something. What are the Giants going to do in this draft, Beardo?
Listen, if before the draft, if the Rams really are interested in trading Matt Stafford, I would love for the Giants to go after Matt Stafford. That way we don't have to draft a quarterback this year.
Yeah, but if you have him on your team, don't you think you're going to play well enough that you don't get the number 1 overall pick next year like you want?
You just trade up for it. I'll just trade up for it. Or I want the Giants to trade up for it. If in this draft, if we get Matt Stafford, I would like to get Travis Hunter if he's available. I don't want to draft a quarterback. Yeah. I don't want to have to draft a quarterback this year. Let's trade for Matt Stafford. You know what? Fuck it. We'll trade for Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp in a package. Draft Travis Hunter, and you got Malik Neighbors there. That's the ideal play right there for the Giants.
That is quite the
wish list,
eye in the sky scenario there,
dude. I need all I can get, man. I need a fucking grand slam here for the Giants because it's been a rough time. Really, since 2014. Since 2014, it has been a fucking rough 10 years for the Giants.
Yep.
I'm a fucking Bears fan, so yeah, it is what it is.
Hey, here's some good news, man.
What do we got?
Randy Moss is back on NFL Countdown.
Yes.
I did see that today.
Just
Randy
saw
Moss,
that.
bile duct, was it bile duct?
It
cancer
was
or
like
something?
cancer around
On his liver.
On his liver.
here it is right here.
But it was like the bile duct that runs from somewhere, right?
Yeah, they actually had Tom Brady. They were all welcoming him back here. You want to see
Yeah,
this?
Randy Moss, obviously after going through all that treatment and stuff, did make an appearance on NFL Countdown, and everybody welcomed him back, which is cool. You know.
Mhm.
Want to play this?
Yeah, sure.
I
Let's do
haven't
it.
heard it.
You're listening to WWOZ 90.7 FM New Orleans. Before we get back to the great sounds of New Orleans, I want to give a shout out and say welcome back, Mr. Randy Moss.
Hey, Randy, want to know you're behind you as you continue your fight. Welcome back to TV and Countdown. Welcome back, Randy. I'm sure all the guys on the set have missed you, but we've all missed you as well. You've been a fixture on that show for a long time, and you were a fixture on the field. And for as great as you were on the field and showing everybody the strength and resilience of how you performed over the course of your Hall of Fame career, you've impressed and inspired us more than anything in what you've done off the field, man.
And I'm just so inspired by your story.
As a kid growing up, looking up to you, just wanting to be just like you. So just wanted to give you some encouraging words.
Faith, family, football. That is what Denny always said. And now we're going to add fight. Because, Randy, you are fighting, and you will win.
We're all here for you. We're all right behind you.
Randy Moss. My boy, you back. Welcome back. Randy,
Wow,
to
Steve
Sunday
Smith looking
Countdown.
fat.
Welcome back. We're just happy to see you back on the screen. Welcome back to the league.
And we're totally getting hit for this song, by the way.
Hey, that'll happen. It's okay. As long as it doesn't block the stream.
Talk about
I don't
people
really
getting
care if
fat.
it claims it.
Dante Culpepper was looking real fat.
And it's so great to have you back.
It happens, I guess.
There he is. Welcome back, Randy Moss. And he's probably he's crying.
Y'all already know it's the big crybaby here, man. Hey, y'all, I couldn't do it alone. And I really thank y'all, NFL, my teammates. I've seen Pep, I've seen Miss Green, I've seen Brady Belichick. Hey, guys, it's been hard, but I got a lot of love and a lot of people believe in me, man. So I'm happy to be here, man. You said, Greeny, don't do it again. Let's get this show started, man. God bless you all, man. God is good, man.
I will say that we just broke a promise to Randy Moss. We told him we wouldn't do that. But that will be it. Anyway, that is a message from the entire football world. We are thrilled to have you here. We are thrilled to get our coverage started now of Super Bowl 59. Jason Kelsey is here with us. He'll be with us all morning. Adam Schefter is here with us. He'll be with us all morning long.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that was
Nice.
cool.
Randy Moss back, which is good. Yeah, it was weird. Remember, because Larry Fitzgerald or I don't remember who the fuck it was. Like, obviously, they were told he had cancer, and it got tweeted, hey, best wishes to Randy. Heard he's dealing with this. And Randy Moss's son was like, go fuck yourself. You don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, then Randy Moss, like 2 days later, was like, yeah, I have this cancer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's certainly never want to go through something like that. But Randy's back. Randy Moss is back.
I didn't see the yellow eyes, so that's pretty good.
Garth Knight for 5 Giants seed Hubie Brown as their next coach.
Well,
is Tom Coughlin dead yet, or is he still kicking around? You guys could bring him back.
He's still kicking it.
Tom Coughlin has looked like he's about to die for 20 years. He's just old.
Yeah. Yes, he has.
Isn't Marv Levy still alive? I think Marv Levy is still alive, and he's old. He's like, Marv Levy is 99 years old.
God damn, that is too fucking old, bro.
He's gonna be 100 in August.
That is too fucking old.
Yeah, he was a great coach, though.
But, hey, guys, that is going to do it for us. Again, the big Super Bowl Sunday. Maybe not. We'll see. Maybe we'll do something while the Super Bowl is going on. We might be having a little get-together here in Orlando. No promises, but We shall see. Again, go check out PrizePicks, guys, if you want to make the game a little bit more interesting. It does make it fun, especially if they're teams that you don't really fucking care one way or the other, but get some player props, more or less, stuff like that. Use code GG. Help us out and help yourself out, as long as you win at least. But Beardo, what do you got going on, man?
Nothing much. Yeah, I'll be hanging out with you guys maybe for the Super Bowl later. So that's about it, man. Just hanging out for the Super Bowl.
All right. John, what about yourself?
Yeah, just gonna relax for a little bit, watch Super Bowl, and then shoot a post-game reaction to it, and that's about it.
There you go. All right. Hey, everybody in the chat, YouTube, Rumble, wherever you're watching, we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Whether you're going to watch the big game or not, whether you're going to boycott it or not, or whether you just want to tune in to support us and watch us, we appreciate it. If you're watching, let's hope it's at least a fucking good game, because I am not going to like either outcome.
I want a great game. I want a field goal game.
I want an Eagles blowout.
I mean, that'd be nice
care.
too, man, but that's bad TV.
It'd be great.
I don't want to see 30-0 at halftime, you know?
I want the Chiefs to be blown out. I want to see Travis Kelce punch Andy Reid in the face.
Andy Reid's like, I'm getting too old for this shit, and just walks away.
Yeah. Yep.
He said he's going to coach at least one more year.
Yeah, he, win or lose, he does sound like he's committed for one more year at least. So we shall see. Thank you guys for being here. We'll talk to you later, everybody. Bye.